Man, what's up? Gotta hit you with another one. But no, this is not a car review. So today, I'm gonna show an in-depth video on headlight restoration and get more in-depth about what I do to get the results that I get. You can go to the auto parts store, Advanced Auto Parts, AutoZone, O'Reilly's, and get a headlight restoration kit. You know, $18.99, $22.99, $28.99. But a lot of people say that they don't get the results that is advertised on the box. And there are a lot of videos with people using different machines and different products, but today I'm gonna show people how to restore their headlights the quickest way and also one of the cheapest ways. It may not be the cheapest way and just the quickest way, but it is a quick and cheap way, and it actually lasts for a long time. And I actually have an example of a headlight of a car that I did headlights on back in the summertime, and we're gonna revisit that picture, and then we're gonna actually revisit that car and revisit those headlights to see how long my job held up. So first I'm gonna start by showing what materials I use. So for this procedure, I have a small impact drill. This one's by bjelks. I have another one as well that I'm gonna use for a backup. This is by Power Torque. This one has a 3-inch sanding hard pad with the Velcro on it, so you can attach the buffing pad. This is a medium abrasive 3M pad. This is what I'm gonna use to cut it with, and I'm gonna use the Turtle Wax Clean Cut with this pad, and I'm gonna finish it with the premium polishing compound. You also have tape, sandpaper, and I'm gonna use these sandpapers in this order. You have 1000 Watertory, 1500, 2000, and then to finish it off you have 3000. All these are 3M. I love 3M sandpaper, one of the best. You can get some cheaper sandpaper, it really doesn't matter as long as you put in that work. You have tape to tape up the headlights so you don't accidentally sand or buff or burn any other panels. You have water, man, and microfiber rags to wipe and dry. And that's basically all you need to restore headlights. So we're gonna go and get started first by taping up the headlights. As you can see, these headlights are really oxidized. They look really bad, but not for long. So we're gonna go ahead and start taping up these headlights, and I'll be back with y'all in a minute. Now, after about a minute and a half, 2 minutes of taping, I'm ready to start sanding the headlight. Like I said, with this process, we're gonna start with 1000. Gonna break a piece of this in half. We're gonna take our water. We're gonna wet the headlight. We're gonna sand it off. And you'll see the oxidation come off as a milky white substance coming off. That's the oxidation, and that's all of the ugliness that's on the headlight. Think of it as hard water stains on a clear shower door after about a few years. Like I said, this process doesn't necessarily take a long time. I'm sand this for a few minutes, and then I'm gonna wipe it off. So after a few minutes, about 6 or 7 additional minutes of sanding it with 1000, I wiped it off with a microfiber, and it's drying. So you want a nice even sand. You don't want to see a lot of shiny places. You want a nice even sand. You want to make sure that the sand scratches are nice and uniform, going one way or either all the same texture. You want to make sure it's smooth. Now headlights have a protective coating over them. Factory headlights and even aftermarket headlights have a coating over them, and you have to look for that coating and see if that coating is damaged. Now on this particular headlight, the coating is damaged. As you can see, these little waves right here that goes down at the bottom of the headlight, the coating, this is what's left of the coating. Everything from this wave down is what's left of the coating, and then this is just headlight right here. I'm gonna sand this a little bit more, but I'm gonna jump to another grit, a finer grit, and to help level and smooth and bring everything out. So that was 1000, and it's really smooth right now. But we're gonna jump to 1500 and turn up the notches a little bit. So get rid of 1000. Now we're at 15. And once again, same process. We're gonna wet the headlight. Regular water, no chemicals, no additives, just water. And we're gonna sand the light with 1500 now. Now as I'm sanding it, you're starting to see through the headlight. And those finer scratches from the 1500 is covering up the 1000 scratches. And it's starting to give you that clarity. So I'm gonna spend the same amount of time, about 7 or 8 minutes, sanding this headlight. With 1500. And I'll be back at y'all. So now we back, man. This is after the 1500. I had to pop the hood. I forgot that this headlight had a lip, so I had to do the lip on it, because it's cheating if you just do the front side, if you don't do the whole headlight. And to me, the most important part about doing the headlight is the edges, and making sure your edges are sanded too, to match the rest of the headlight. I still got a little more sanding to do on this edge right here and over here, but 2000 will be able to fix that. So now we finna go to 2000. It's another step, another ladder in the rung. I'm gonna spend a few minutes, 7 to 8 minutes with 2000. Same thing, man, with your headlight. And like I said, as you use finer and finer sandpaper, they make finer and finer scratches, and it makes it clearer and clearer and clearer. And another important thing is to hold your hand flat and sand, because when you sand with your fingers, you leave lines in the headlight, and you'll see these rough, hard lines from your fingers bearing down. So just try to keep your hand flat, and your sandpaper gonna do its work. You don't have to bear down on it, put a whole bunch of elbow, a whole bunch of arm into it. You'll see the white residue, the oxidation, and then from the outside of the damaged part of the headlight, you'll see that stuff come off as this white runny residue. Well, it's runny because it's using water, but you'll see it come off, and you'll start to see the headlight. You start to see the details on the inside of the headlight. You start to see everything about the headlight. So I'm gonna spend a few more minutes with this, about 5 minutes, and then we're gonna jump to 3,000. So now after 2,000, man, we have a really smooth headlight. You can't even hear your hand go across it. Like, when I say this thing is smooth, this thing is really smooth. Now we're down to our last sanding step. This is a 3,000 sanding pad. It's really fine. This is really smooth. And this is the last sanding that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna spend about 10 minutes because this is the finishing. So let me get to it, man. Spray the headlight. Same process. And when I say this thing is gonna be so clear, you can see how clear it is now. And this is just sandpaper and water. And this is a preview. This is a preview of what this headlight is gonna look like after I go through my 2 buffing stages. So I'm gonna spend about another 8 to 9 minutes on this because I want this to be very flawless. And then we're gonna get to our buffing stages. Now finally, after the 3,000, this is what we have. We have a headlight that we can see through. And this headlight, even though I haven't buffed it yet, it looks better than this headlight. You see how nasty this headlight still is? And how clean this one is. It's just a little foggy. Now, to deal with the fogginess and to make this headlight look like a brand new headlight, and when I say this headlight is gonna look like a brand new headlight, it's gonna look like a brand new headlight. Not to toot my own horn, but it's probably gonna look better than it did when the car was new. And that's what I'm aiming for. So, now it's time to bring out the mini buffer drill and I think this is a 4 or 5 inch sanding pad, and I have the 3M abrasive, and I'm using the clean cut turtle wax rubbing compound as my first stage of buffing. So we're gonna apply this on real slow. We're not gonna go real fast with it. We just wanna get it spread out even across the headlight. You don't wanna use too much. You don't want to splatter all over yourself or splatter all over the car. And the concept that I say, it's like putting lotion on. You gotta get your legs, get the elbows, and get all your creases, and get in and around your arms, legs, and knees. And it's kind of the same concept. I treat it like it's the same concept. And as you can see, the clarity is coming. Now, this is after my first coat of clean cut, I'm sorry, and one step closer to a finished product. I'm actually almost done. As you can see, I wasn't bragging or boasting about the clarity of this headlight. And this looks like a new headlight. I mean, you can't even hardly see the surface unless you're looking at reflections of things like that light right there or like that light right there. You can't see the surface of the headlight like you can see the surface of that one. Like you can see the surface, you can see the damage, you can see the separation. And here, this line, that line right there is actually how the headlight is supposed to be made. And you can see that detail. So now we're gonna use some Turtle Wax Premium Polishing Compound to make it look a little bit better, and then I'm gonna use an experimental sealant, and we'll get more into the experimental sealant. But put a little bit of that, like I said, not too much. You don't want to be excessive. Change your pad out. Get you a different pad when you change compound. So I put a new clean pad for this compound, and now we're gonna polish it, man. And once again, you want to just spread it. You just don't want to go hard and go fast. You want to spread the compound all over the headlight, nice and evenly, before you start using any type of speed. Once you get it even, you can use some speed. My hands are a little jittery today because I'm holding the phone with one hand. I usually use two hands. Down to just using one hand because I'm trying to hold my phone to record. Y'all tell me what y'all think, man. Y'all get in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Tell me what y'all think about this job and what y'all think about my process. I've been using this same process for 15 years to do headlights, and it's never let me down once. I've never had anybody come back to me after a few months and say that headlights are starting to oxidize again and discolor. My jobs actually last a year or more, and we'll get into a little bit of that later on too. So let me wrap up this last buffing step so we can get to the experimental sealant. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the finished product. We went from this oxidized, weathered, ugly, rough, can't see through the headlight to clear, smooth, and this looks like a brand new headlight. I think it looks better than it did when it was manufactured and made initially. So you can do this at home yourself. You can do this at home with these materials: 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, and 3,000 grit wettatory sandpaper, some water, a drill with a buffer attachment, or a mini impact with a buffer attachment, and some $6, $7 compounds. These compounds are $6, $7, $6, $7. The sandpaper is cheap. Now the hybrid wax is $16. That's an extra step. You don't have to use that. I use it for maximum clarity. I use it for my customers. My customers love it, and I do it to make my jobs last longer. And some tape, man. This tape is $3 a roll. So the money that you spend buying a kit, you can invest that in getting these materials or a little bit more and get this result. You can do them 5 minutes per step, 5 to 6 minutes per sanding step, 8 minutes, 9 minutes per buffing step, man. You're looking at roughly half an hour, man, to do these headlights. It took me round about that to do this headlight. It took me a little longer because I was shooting a video and I was narrating and commentating my own video, so I'm having to stop and take the time to explain the steps and explain what I'm doing. But you can do this. You can do your headlights at home in an hour and get this result in an hour. Next time, I'm gonna shoot a video with me not talking and just doing headlights from beginning to end, and we'll see how long it takes. Man, you know this is B. Man, peace out. I'm gonna do this other headlight, and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna show y'all one of my old jobs from the summer where I did the headlights and why it come out so good and why I use what I use. So I'm gonna holler at y'all in a little bit and I'm out. So now what we have here is some headlights that I did back in late July, August. I don't quite remember what month. And this is the final result. Now, like I said, I did this back in August. It is now December. Technically speaking, this is the week before Christmas, so this is the end of December. And these headlights are still smooth. They're still clear. You still see through them. I'm actually gonna revisit these headlights in July, August, next year, when the job officially becomes a year old, to show how long my headlight restoration jobs last and why you can't beat my price and my time frame for what I do. You can go buy you some new headlights, $200, $300, $400, or you can come shop with me. I give you a low price and I give you excellent quality. At last, the finished product. Got this old Volkswagen Jetta looking real nice. Aesthetics make the difference. And them headlights make a difference. When them headlights was bad, this car looked like a bucket. Now it looks like a decent car. Oh yeah. Check out the clarity. Get in there. I want y'all to see. Can you see the surface? And if you can see the surface, if your eye good enough to see the surface, what do you see? What do you see? And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is a headlight restoration done right. Stop buying these kits. Either get somebody that know how to do it and do it right and get them to do it. If you're in the Kansas City, Missouri metro area, you can always get at me, get in my comments, let me know. We can set up an appointment. It'll take me an hour, sometimes a little less than an hour, depending on how bad your headlights are, and I'll do them for you. You know what I'm saying? I got really low prices, so get at me if you live in the area. And if you don't live in the area and you don't want to buy a kit because you done seen the reviews, or you done seen or know people who went and got a kit and it didn't come out right, man, hashtag Headlight Restoration. And find my video, holla at bjelks, or you can just subscribe to my channel, holla at bjelks, exclamation point, man. Holla at exclamation point jokes, I'm sorry. And find this video, find some of my other headlight restoration videos, and if it's some other things y'all want to know how to do, you got questions on, get in the comments, man, and let me know. I will be coming with more how-to videos on how to buff scratches, how to water sand scratches, do paint correction, the right way to do touch-up, buffing over touch-up. That's actually a difficult thing to do, but I just mastered that these last few months of how to buff over touch-up. So, like I said, y'all get with me, man. Y'all get in the comments. Tell me what y'all think of this headlight restoration job. I think it's saucy. I think they look like brand new headlights, man. Y'all tell me what y'all think, man. This is B. Y'all have a blessed day, and I'm out.
Cooking soul, baby.